And Abraham drew near. Genesis 18, verse 23. The patriarch's attitudes are well worthy of note. He sat, verse 1, bowed in verse 2, ran in verse 7, stood by, verse 8, went with them in verse 16, stood before the Lord in verse 22, and here he drew near. He drew near with awful reverence. I have taken upon me to speak unto the Lord, which am but dust and ashes. The place whereon he stood was holy ground. And if he trod or crossed it in the intensity of his desire, he never forgot that the most intimate fellowship of man with God must be mingled with the reverence of godly fear, which remembers that he is a consuming fire. He drew near in faith. He had enjoyed a blessed provision of the day of Christ. There had been revealed to him that one perfect and sufficient sacrifice, in virtue of which sinners are welcome to draw near to God. They have boldness to enter the holiest and draw near with a true heart and full assurance of faith, who know the new and living way which Jesus had opened for us. He drew near as intercessor. We never get so near God as when we plead for others. At such times we enter the holiest and innermost chamber and talk to him with an urgency which we dare not use for ourselves. While the Syrophoenician pleaded for her daughter, she came to the very feet of Jesus. Wouldst thou know the inner chamber? Go thither on errands for others. He drew near in intensity. When Haman pleaded for his life, he fell on the queen's couch in the anguish of his soul. Sometimes God appears to hesitate. It is only to draw us on ever further and deeper till we awake to find ourselves alone in his presence.